So, out here in LA, and I'm sure across the country, there have been a lot of discussions about air quality. And I just came to you recently with a video indicating that air pollution contributes to early symptoms of diabetes and full onset diabetes. So, there are a lot of talks about what to do to improve air quality. And one solution is using these cheap portable air sensors. This article is coming from Wired.com, and it is in the science and technology realm. So it was published July 11th, 2018. They're saying here, cheap portable sensors are democratizing air quality data. I don't know about democratizing, but they're noticing that they're very sensitive when it comes to high pollutants in the air. I don't really know how effective it is to, this is a solution they're proposing. I don't know how effective it is to be able to detect the air and determine the air quality rather than just improving the air quality. I'm sure detecting is much easier than improving it altogether, because there are a lot of people, a lot of industries and corporations that will lose money if they improve air quality. I remember a quote, I can't remember who said it, but they said, if there's anything that you do that would help you, or anything that you would see as an improvement on society, it will be illegal. So that made me think about, I know that's an extreme statement, but that made me think about a lot of the things when it comes to air quality, pollution, even water quality. Lisa Cabrera has come to us, and the Radical Sister as well, discussing the water quality, that dead ocean, that goddamn dead ocean, right? And all the things they've dumped into the ocean. They've killed the ocean off pretty much completely now. So air quality is no different, because if you remember from grade school, you had the water cycle, and the water cycle includes precipitation in the form of rain, sleet, snow, or hail, condensation, evaporation. So you have this water cycle. My mother is a science teacher, and she teaches her students the song. Let me see if I can remember it. How does it go? It goes, evaporation, condensation, precipitation every day. This is the water cycle, and it happens every day. So the students had to learn that song, and there's others that they developed over the years, because she's been teaching longer than I've been alive. But they learned that song, so when they take the standardized tests, they can remember these terms, because these words are very long, right? So that was just a little rendition of the song. I'm clearly I cannot sing, so don't come to my channel like, you can't even sing. I know I can't sing. Okay. So anyway, let's get to this article. The story first appeared in City Lab and is part of the Climate Desk collaboration. They always develop these collaborations in groups and study groups and informative reports and everything. They don't really do anything, if you noticed. So there's a woman named Janet, and it says until she moved to Fresno, California in 2003, she never experienced asthma. But after just a few years in a city notorious for its filthy air, and it's notorious for filthy air based on the location. It's, I think it's down in a valley area, Fresno, and also the overpass, and the air just settles there. So Fresno is known for its filthy air. The American Lung Association lists it in the 5 worst U.S. cities for air quality. This woman, I'm not going to try to pronounce her name, Janet, found herself in the emergency room struggling to breathe. She soon started staying inside on days when the air was thick with smog from nearby industry or traffic, and would check the local air quality alerts every morning. But even that wasn't enough. Sometimes on days deemed safe by the air quality index, she'd find herself gasping for breath. And I noticed the air quality index that last Saturday, it was 119. When I got in the car, it said 119 on my car. And the temperature on my phone said that it was 113. I was in the valley, the San Fernando Valley. So my car was only detecting 6 degrees higher than it actually was. The index, the air quality index was like 157, which is terrible. Normally it's like around 50 or 60. It was 157 at that time. This was around 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It was very hard to breathe. And yeah, so I understand exactly what she's going through. It's hard to breathe, and you feel like your every breath you're taking is a struggle. And your diaphragm is just, working extra hard. Your heart rate is up, so you don't want to move too fast. You want to take your time and walk as slow as possible to get where you need to go. She said, what they say here, I just can't breathe outside. Nothing is absorbed. I simply can't breathe the air. Now she's 73. Before she didn't get sick at all, but now she's paid for this $250 air sensor she put in her backyard, and that sends her up-to-the-minute readings of pollution just outside her house. It's more personalized and specific reading than she could get from the state's stationary monitors miles away. Her monitor is made by Purple Air, part of a network across California's San Joaquin Valley. It's run in part by the Central California Environmental Justice Network. So I'm not going to read this whole thing. It's extremely long. But here is a very important graph to see. So City Lab did analysis of air pollution spikes, and they did it all the way up to the July 4th fireworks. And you see here the x-axis shows the days here, June 29th, 30th, the July 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th going across the bottom. The y-axis here shows the fine particulate levels, micrograms per meter cubed. And the fine particulates, you can see that they're variable. They go up and down, up and down, up and down. But after the 4th, so the 4th ended here, at the end of the day, usually you have fireworks shows and all these things going on with people popping fireworks, even in their own neighborhoods. And you see a spike early morning of July 5th. So it was able to capture that from people who have these purple air sensors and analyze it in this graph. I think what they're just showing here was how specific and sensitive the purple air sensors are. And you know what? I take that back. They don't have to be as specific, because air pollution is air pollution, right? We don't put out much air pollution except perhaps small amounts of methane that we put out during flatulence. But when it comes to cars, industries, other machines, planes that are flying overhead, I'm seeing 3 planes fly overhead right now going on their way to LAX, and they're flying parallel to one another. Yes, 3 planes are flying at the same time to land at LAX together. And I'm seeing that the sensitivity is probably more of a factor in this study than anything else. So they're coming down here. I'm trying to get to the conclusions. Let's see. Okay, let me come back up. Okay, so basically they were just saying there's a lot of information that you can glean from using these sensors, and it may be an option. However, I don't think it's an option for me. I know when the air isn't good, and I'm not about to pay $250 for no little thing that tells me the air is bad. I know the air is bad. I think what they're doing is using the sensors, and then eventually they're going to take the data and lobby in Congress, at least at the state level first. Lobby in Congress to help improve the air in certain ways. Now, they can take a page out of the book from China and Korea and Japan, where they have attempted to improve the air, because as you know, in China, the air is so bad in certain places where there's so much pollution on the windows of the planes, you can't even see out the window. It's hard to see out of your car window. People try to keep their cars parked in garages because it's hard to see out your car window if you leave your car outside overnight. That's how bad the pollution is there in certain areas of China, especially like Beijing. There's a area, I think they were saying Tokyo, Japan, where they have really bad pollution. These are the images you see of people wearing masks. But yeah, I think they're going to lobby with Congress to eventually help improve the air, finally improve the air in specific ways. So the Clean Air Project is important. And another one that comes to mind is the emissions of cars. That's why people are, buying more clean air cars, electric cars. And people are also, moving away from, the airlines would like to move away from using so much fossil fuel in their planes. And they're looking at developing better ways of having clean fuel to fly planes and trains. So I hope you all enjoyed this article, this video. I will leave a link as usual in the description box. I hope you have a great day. It's Saturday. Enjoy yourself. Try to keep cool as much as possible, and I'll talk to you in the next video.